What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm scrolling through my Twitter like I do pretty often, and I came across this post. Now let me read this thing for you. I just saw an ad for a facility advertising weighted balls as a Christmas gift. If your son is between the ages of 12 and 26, this is a perfect gift to give them if you have a good insurance and a large health savings account to pay for Tommy John surgery. This is an absolutely ridiculous take from a whole bunch of different reasons, but let's go ahead and talk through why I think this guy's just totally incorrect. So first one is going to be, there's always, when you're talking about weighted balls, for whatever reason, there's this split between weighted balls and a baseball. And when you really look at it, a baseball is a weighted ball. There's nothing special about a 5-ounce ball other than it's the competition implement that's just been picked. Now, the most ridiculous part of this argument to me is between the ages of 12 and 26. So anywhere in there. So when I was 12 years old, I could assume I was in the 100 pounds range, maybe 100 to 120 pounds when I was 12 years old, somewhere in there. And today I'm 6'7", 245 pounds. I'm 26 years old. So you're telling me that the absolute perfect implement for me as a 100-pound-year-old 12-year-old and me as a 245-pound 26-year-old is the 5-ounce ball. There's nothing in between. As I've changed, as my strength has gone way up, as my athleticism has gone way up, my body mass has gone way up, you're telling me the only way that I can stay healthy is to use a baseball? That's absolutely asinine. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's ridiculous to me that this person is a physical therapist and supposedly understands how to apply stresses in a program, because they're clearly demonstrating that they have no idea. I 100% guarantee you have picked up a baseball that maybe it's waterlogged or maybe it's slightly heavier than it should be, and you have thrown what some people would consider a weighted ball. I also 100% guarantee you that you've picked up one that's slightly lighter than it should be. Maybe it got left out in the sun and dried out and got a little bit lighter. And oh my gosh, that would be a weighted ball. It's just, there's no difference between a baseball and a whole bunch of other different weights of balls. They're all different implements. You can throw them and be totally fine. Making the statement that weighted balls cause Tommy John surgery, I mean, it's technically correct if you really think about it. How many people that are throwing baseballs, like people get Tommy John surgery from throwing baseballs all the time. But it's not from the implements themselves. It's from the application of the implements and from a whole bunch of other factors. So a great example here, you could have one person doing a pull down, just a max intent baseball throw or any weighted ball throw. They're just doing a pull down. And let's say they didn't prepare for it at all. So it's day one of throwing and they're going max effort pull downs. Let's say they got horrible sleep the night before. They're going through finals week at school, just have a whole bunch of stress. Maybe got some issues with a family member or something like that. Basically, the point I'm making here is no on-ramp, very little sleep, so their ability to perform is going to be decreased. And on top of that, they're dealing with a whole bunch of stress. So that person is probably going to get hurt doing that pull down. Now, let's take another person and say, well, they on-ramped for 8 weeks before pull downs and they handled their on-ramp perfectly, got from where they were to where they want to be in an incremental fashion, just perfectly. Let's say they got great sleep the night before. Their nutrition is on point. Their time in between high intensity sessions is just optimal. They're doing great at home, no stress in the off season. And they don't have any sort of schoolwork or anything like that. That person is going to be able to handle those stresses and be totally fine. The whole point of that argument that I just made is that it's not the implement and the training stimulus that's the problem. It's when you apply it. If you apply it incorrectly, you're going to get hurt. If you apply it correctly, you are likely not going to get hurt. Now, obviously, mistakes happen, but and random instances happen. Like sometimes things just don't work out. But it's super important to understand that weighted balls are not the enemy. They're not this magic thing that's going to hurt you. They are a training tool that can be super beneficial when used correctly, and just like anything else can be super detrimental and hurt you if used incorrectly. But it isn't the weighted ball's fault. It's how you apply it, which again, if you see my stuff, you're going to see me say this over and over and over. To get a coach, pay somebody who knows what they're talking about to help you build a program so you can go from where you are now to where you want to be safely. It's very frustrating for me to see posts like this from someone who has PT and CSCS in their name. Because it's completely irresponsible. This isn't how it works. They're fear-mongering. What they're doing is they're playing off the things that you don't know, and they're trying to get you to be afraid of all these other things and come to them, which is just totally irresponsible. They're selling you lies in order to get them more business, which is just absolutely ridiculous. This is not quality information, which is really frustrating to me because people trust PTs, they trust people with CSCS on their name, and it's just demonstrating that they just have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Now, guys, if you see stuff like this, super important. Use your brain. Think about it. Are they right? Are they wrong? Don't just take what everybody says as 100% truth, because there's so much information out there that's just blatantly wrong, just like this. So think about it. Use your head. Ask somebody. Ask questions. Really dig in. Why do you think this? Really get their perspective, get other people's perspective, so you can help make your own informed decision about how you want to train or the people that you want to train you. Well, that's my take on this tweet. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Weighted balls are an awesome tool that can be used for both durability as well as throwing velocity, as long as you use them correctly within a program. Thanks for watching this video. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Anything you guys want to know, leave it below. Let's have a conversation. Thanks for coming by.